Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning to my art design and technology team at East Leake Academy. This is a quick video just to help you to log in and get started with the website that I've created. And first of all, you need to know the login details. You need to go to MyTeachersFeedback.com. It should be in the email that I'm just formulating for you. And you'll see that this is kind of like a holding site at the moment. I need to fill out bits and pieces, but it does give you an idea of how it actually works. The fact that you can record up to 5 minutes, you get QR codes that can be printed out and put into work, that type of thing. But you're probably more interested in the login bit at the top here. So you click on login. Now this is where some people get a little bit confused, and I'll just delete these admin bits because I have an automatic fill on here. This is actually where the students log in. So they use their first name, their surname, the school short code, which is East Leake Academy, it's ELA, and then they have a password. So most of the time, the only thing that's a bit unusual that they can't figure out is the password, and usually that's password 1 to start off with, although the site does actually generate a password for them that you can download. You then go down to the bottom here for us teachers looking for a teacher login. You go just there, and what it actually is your email address. So you can see I've got quite a few down here. I will use mine as an example, so msutton@eastleake-ac.org.uk. It will be exactly the same for your standard email address, and then it's usually password 1 with a capital P. Now, mine's slightly different, so I won't type that into there, but yours is password 1 with a capital P. And you click on the sign in. Now, you can see I've done quite a lot of these bits and pieces, and will continue to do even more this morning for my year 10. This is what automatically comes up, the recording management, but personally I find the class management is probably the most important place to go. It tends to be where I go all the time, and I've been using it quite a bit, so this tends to be when I go into the class management, and I've got my different classes that I'm using this with. Now I've created a year 10 engineering, year 10 product design one, for you guys. You've all got exactly the same class, so technically the students, you can log in with theirs and see what they get, and you will see later on the different feedback that everybody's got from those individual students, so you can almost share your feedback and see how people are doing their feedback, who's left feedback for that student. But you're most interested, I imagine, in learning how to leave feedback for specific students. So I've got this year 10 engineering group, which I use quite a bit. You can edit the actual group itself, which will change its name. You can delete it completely, something we don't really want to do. You can view all the students in it, of course, and you can also upload students. Now, I will go over that in a bit later date, but that allows you to upload a special CSV Excel file, which has got all the students in it, and it creates the classes for you. So you only tend to use that one at the beginning. The one you tend to go for is the blue one in the middle, which is View Students. And you can see here we've got all the students who are in my year 10 group. Please ignore the email address. The website itself automatically creates a default one. If there isn't one in the CSV, there is a field that allows us to actually input automatically the email addresses. And at the moment I don't tend to use that for GDPR reasons, and just because it's not been needed. It's used mainly so that they get an automatic email saying you've got feedback from, I don't know, Mr. Newbold, and if you scan this or follow this link you can hear it, but we don't tend to use it that much. You've got their UPN number, which is what the site uses to really register every single child. So Amir here, if he's in another group somewhere, his UPN number, the site understands that it's the same student. So if I leave him some feedback and I don't know, Hannah, you do it at the same time, and that means that he will be able to see both of those and it will understand it is the same student. Over on the right hand side you've got all the bits and pieces which are the most important. Edit just allows you to edit their first name, surname, password, etc. Very useful. Delete is as if you wish to get rid of that student completely. Create recording is the one that we tend to use most of, and also view recordings. So this shows you the recordings that I've done so far. So you can see with Amir, I've only done recently just this feedback for his question 3, but he will be having one again today for his drawing, if he's done it, that is to say. So creating a recording for Amir, all I have to do is click on create recording. It goes to this window just here, which is where you can put in a bit of text. So you can see I've had this Q3 test feedback, and I'll put V2 so I can delete it afterwards, and then I can put different notes. So if I wanted to put in here, Amir got a level 2 pass, and you know, might do a few other bits and pieces. This is printed out at the same time with the form if you wish to print it out, but it gives you that chance to put down some text that you might want to just remind them about. You don't have to put anything in there. You do need to give the reference though. Save and continue, and then we get to the bit that we're all most interested in, which is actually doing the recording. Now you get up to 5 minutes, and it starts from just here. So if I click on this, you see it starts counting down. So I've got 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes, to basically give Amir some feedback about how well he did in his test. So types of things that I'm sure I've already picked out for him as things that he didn't read the last question, which was worth 6 marks, and did it in a completely the wrong place, and therefore he ended up with only getting 2 marks because he only did a little bit in the correct place. So reading the question is absolutely crucial, blah blah blah. Once you're happy with that, you stop it. You see it starts counting down. So I've got 5 minutes, up to 5 minutes, to basically give. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it is playing it. So it allows you to review it and check that it's all working correctly. When you're happy with it, you can save and continue. And records it so it goes live. So if I go back into the class management, I go back into view my students, and if I go back into Amir's one, you can see that we've now got this one just here, which has got all the information, and I can view the details of that one. And this is the QR code. So if you've got a QR code reader, you could scan that. As I'm going to delete it straight away, because obviously Amir is, I don't really want Amir to listen to those bits and pieces. I can play it just here as well, but I can download it. He can download it as well, so you can play it just at this point. You see it starts counting down. So I've got. You can also download it by just clicking on there, and it will automatically download as an MP3 file, so he can keep it on his desktop. That may be removed in the versions we use in school because of concerns about people taking voice clips and etc. from it, but it is a feature that we still have at the moment. I'm going to delete that one because I do not want Amir to be thinking, why the hell am I being used? So I can just go into there, I can go to view recordings, and if I definitely don't want to hear that, I just click delete. Are you sure you wish to delete recording 582, just because to show how many recordings I've done, and I'll click on yes, and bang, there it is, gone. So that one has disappeared. So really that's the bottom line for it. It's very, very simple and straightforward. I'm in talks later on this week on Wednesday to add further functionality and potentially also create an app for it, so that parents and students will have an app on their phone and they get push notifications. That's one of the things I'd really like to do. It has been in development for a while, and also just to upgrade some of these bits and pieces. Things like being able to leave feedback for a whole group. You can't do at the moment, so you could do with that class management, for example. You might have little radio boxes down here, and you go, right, I would like to leave feedback for every single person, they all get the same thing. Or you could choose like 10 students you want to leave a piece of feedback for. That's something that we should be able to do fairly soon. Excuse me. What I'll do is I'm just actually, as you see in that email there, just formulating an email to let you know about all the details, but it really is just your email address from school and then password 1 with a capital P. I hope that's all okay. Any problems, then by all means give me a shout and I will be able to help you out, and I will see you a bit later on at 11 o'clock. Thanks guys, speak to you soon. Take care.